What's up guys? So for today we've got a guitar unboxing. I ordered this from Sweetwater, and what's really cool about Sweetwater, if you get an instrument with a figured top like a maple or an ash top or a burl, they have pictures of the actual instrument so you can choose which top you get. So that's my first time doing this, so I'm very excited to get into this and see if I got the actual top I ordered from the website. So let's get into it, guys. So we got Happy New Gear Day here. Knife down. Foam looked like they got it protected good, and this box had a nice dent in it when it got here. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but there's also a sticker that says wait 24 hours to open it. I've heard about it before, but never actually done it. Do you guys do that? Let me know in the comments. This one almost went 24 hours. All right, so we got a double box. That's pretty awesome. You guys might be able to kind of guess what it is now. Let's see. Got some good tape on it, so we got to get the knife back out. Maybe I can, Alright. I'm interested too to play it because Sweetwater claims they do a setup and a 55-point inspection on all the gear, so I'm excited to see how all that goes. Guys, get it open. We got some more padding in the box there. That's always good to see. This comes with a soft case here. First impressions of this case, not a whole lot of padding to it compared to my Kiesel case, but looks like a nice bag. It's got some cool straps on it. Let's see if we got anything inside it. Alright, we got some stuff to fix our hardware, and we got some strap locks. That's pretty awesome. Never got a new instrument that came with strap locks. Those are Schaller strap locks, so that's pretty cool. Not sure what else is in there. We'll get into that a little bit more. With some shipping stuff. Let's see what we got in here. Limited warranty. Got our Ibanez manual. So lots of pockets, rooms you can put strings and cords, guitar straps, all that stuff. So I think that's everything in the box. So the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's open it up, guys. Said I'm very excited for this. So we're going to be seeing it for the first time at the same time. Oh wow, so this has a little Velcro on the inside here. Alright, let's get it out. Bam! Damn! That is awesome. Check it out. Super cool. Look at that top. Yes, and that is definitely the top I ordered. Look at that fretboard. Man, how cool is that? And bam, it's headless, multi-scale. We'll go over the specs here in a minute. Check out that neck though. Damn, that's sweet. And the body, back of the body, feel the wood grain in it. Super awesome. So let's go over the specs of this. First impressions here. This is super lightweight for a bass. This is the Ibanez Workshop EHB1135MS. That's a long name. It's a 5-string multi-scale bass. The body is Okume. It's really nice looking body. Looks like a 2-piece, and the top is ash. A really nice piece of really nice ash top. I love that. That's what really sold me on this thing. I mean, just look at that. Man, that's nice. It's got a satin finish, and the color is Silver Wave Black. We've got a bound Panga fretboard, which is really cool too. Some really nice figuring in that maybe you can see it here. I didn't even notice when I was looking at the pictures online, but some really nice figuring in the fretboard there. And it's got offset abalone inlay dots. They're really cool looking, not really your kind of standard dots, more modern kind of dots. 19.68 radius, 24 stainless steel medium jumbo frets. It is a multi-scale that's going from 35 on your low end to 33 on your high end. You can kind of get there and do some of those longer stretches down there. get some lower tunings on this thing, which I'm excited about. This has Ibanez tuners, which that's the, see if you can see that, the headpiece there. And then it's just on some blocks on the back. And I guess these are the tuners. You tune it down here, which is pretty standard for a headless, tuning it down low. But those look like some pretty sweet tuners. I'll have to let you know how they do after I check it out. Then we've got the Bartolini BH2 humbuckers. These are passive pickups. I've never played Bartolini, but I got a good friend, Usama Alta, who's endorsed by him, and he loves them. Plays them in most of his basses. It's got a very mid 3-band EQ switch here, which is right here, which is powered, I believe, by a 9-volt battery. Let's see if they got one. Oh, they've already got a battery in there. That's pretty sweet. So it's kind of like your passive pickups can be active, you know, go through their own EQ band. It's got a volume here, a balance. We'll get a little closer on that. Volume, balance. Then we have the bass boost, which I believe is here. I may be wrong on this now. Treble booster cut. The treble booster cut is for when it's in passive mode. Then it has the mid boost and cut and mid frequency, which I think is activated when you turn on your variable band EQ there. Alright, so and then the neck, it has a 9-piece Panga Panga walnut neck, and this thing is just sick. Check out how awesome this is. What a nice neck. This is probably the nicest neck I've got on an instrument, other than my TM100 has a really nice neck also. But man, just look at that. Really nice low cut here, so you can get in there and hit those higher access notes. The neck's a bolt-on. Has graphite reinforcement in it. The neck shape is a EHB5. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It's got a nice curve to it, but still pretty flat. I like a flatter neck, but it's got a little bit of thickness to it. See if you can see it there. It's got lumen lace side dots. The carved horn, which is really nice. I really dig that. The body is angled so you can, it's not flat on the back, which is something Ibanez posted about. You can see how it's curved up there. Yeah, you can really see from that angle. I think that's pretty neat. Just supposed to make it more comfortable, more ergonomic. Also, it has the new trick, I might be pronouncing that wrong, locking jack, which is a newer feature. They came out with it not too long ago. This is so your jack won't yank out on you while you're playing. That's pretty dope. So see how that works out. It has a detachable fingerboard ramp, which is pretty awesome. So I don't think I'm going to use it because I like this top so much. I'm rather just look at the top, but it goes, you know, right up under there, so you can rest your finger on it if you want to. But that's really sick. They added it in there if you want that as an option. So now we'll go through and do some tone tests on it and check out some of the different tones you can get from this bass. So now we've got our Ibanez headless bass hooked up, and I'm going into the Nembrini Audio Black Ice Beta Gamma plug-in. The bass came almost in tune. It was slightly sharp. So I've got it tuned up, and they had it in standard, so we're just gonna go with that for this demo. So this has got like some drive on it. That's mostly what I'll be playing with. It's metal, so let's check out what kind of tones we can get from it. slaps. I really like that EQ on. That's awesome. So pretty sick. Maybe try some tapping tones. Maybe give it a little more bass on it. Dial out that treble some. Let's fuck with this frequency. Let's go over some pros and cons of this bass. I haven't had it for that long, so we're still kind of in the honeymoon phase, so not going to be too many cons to talk about. So pros, we got it's lightweight. I really love that, especially for a bass. You know, not a lot of weight to it because it's chambered and because it's headless, which I think is great because, you know, you're at your desk, you can spin around. You don't have to worry about hitting at anything on that scale, that 35-inch scale. The ergonomic body, I think it's great. It feels really awesome playing. That curve there seems to help it, you know, sit on the body. Stays in tune really great. I've played it quite a bit. Fingers with my pick, some slapping stuff, tapping stuff, and it's held tune great just with the factory strings on it, which I think are D'Addario, not 100%. The pickups sound great in my opinion. Really cool. You can get some cool different tones from them. It kind of has its own specific kind of sound tone to it, which I'll talk about a little bit. That could be a con for some people. The jack. This has kind of been a bit of controversy, so I'm not too sure if I like this thing yet. You know, you got to press that button to get your cord out. It's a cool idea, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. So that's one con. And then the sound. This sounds more like it's geared towards, you know, rock, metal, prog, gent, that type of thing. Not saying you can't do classic tones on it, but it's definitely a lot easier to get, you know, modern metal type of tones on this than you would something for like a country song or something like that. I'm not saying you can't get it, but it's a lot easier to dial in metal tones, stuff like that, in my opinion. Last con, which isn't really an issue with the bass, but for the price, I feel like you could have got a better case. I mean, that's folding down, just me holding it. I'm comparing this to the Kiesel. Gives you a soft case that's way better than these. So I guess for the price, a better case would be nice, but let's be honest, I would have bought this thing even if it didn't come with a case. Just a really, really awesome bass, and for the money, I think it's definitely worth it. Would buy again, especially being able to pick out the top on Sweetwater and get the exact top that I wanted. Really cool. Rock on, guys.